Hello again, TryHard Enmity here. Just a short video today on the 1.0.7 patch. It's finally came today, and it has quite a bit of just really cool stuff included in it. So we're going to talk about some of that stuff today. So pretty much what we're looking at is the release of PvP finally. It's not the PvP that we'll be seeing, like the completed PvP, but it's something to start with, and it's the new feature they have called dueling. So you've probably tried it out in PTR. If you haven't, what dueling is you pretty much just go to Neck the Brawler. He's in one of the 4 acts. And you just click enter duel, and then you invite people from trade chat to play with you, and they'll do the same thing. And you'll just get entered into like a small dueling area, and you'll just kind of nuke it out, or duke it out between yourself and up to 3 other players. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's not very finished at the moment, so it's just really basic. It's literally you just go in and just kill each other. But that's what Diablo PvP's always been about. But it's nice to see it actually in the game finally. So yeah, we're gonna talk about what exactly the patch has brought up now. Now it's brought up a few cool, interesting changes, which I'm really happy about. One of them being the increased bonus experience for higher monster powers. Now I normally farm a monster power 1, which was giving me a 10% increase. It's now going to give me a 25% increase, and I'm actually just going to Paragon farm in monster power 2 because it gives you a 50% increase up from 20. So that's it's higher than twice as high than it was before, which is crazy. It even goes as high as 510% on Monster Power 10. The increment changes by quite a bit, but then it jumps by 90% between Monster Power 9 and 10. So that's pretty insane. Like if you have the gear to do 10 and you're not level 100 already, then that's insane experience. And for leveling up from 1 to 60, that is going to be insane. Like you're going to be able to do level 1 to 60 in about an hour probably with the right gear. And getting boosted to the right waypoints and stuff. So, but yeah, that's one of the main changes. And there's a couple of other little changes. Nephilim Valor now stacks through X, which isn't anything big, but it's yeah, it's cool, I guess. It's going to be nice for a few of the things I'll talk about later to do with the crafting. But yeah, base pickup radius on all characters has been increased from 1.5 to 3 yards, which is nice. I've always said they should have increased that because it's too low to start. 3 yards is pretty much perfect. I mean, it should help melee quite a bit. Resurrection timer no longer increases if a player is killed multiple times in a row. Now that's alright. I mean, sometimes you might find yourself dying in the higher monster powers, and it just gets frustrating with the res timer. So that's gone, which is nice. But yeah, that's nothing too huge. But yeah, that's the one change I really liked about the actual patch is the experience gain per monster power, because it doesn't feel like you're rewarded enough for increasing the monster power. Like I farmed 1 through 70 on monster power 0, even 1 through 75 roughly, and it's just you want to go higher monster power, but you couldn't because obviously the experience gain wasn't good enough to justify the increase on the monster's health. So yeah, that's finally fixed, which is nice. Oh, and then resuming a game, so pretty much Alakaiser run is pretty much redundant, starting at the boss and then going backwards, but that's okay. With the Battle.net, not too much has changed. They added monster power in now with public games, which is kind of cool. I mean, I don't really see public games too popular anyways, and playing with people you don't know is generally a bad idea because it slows down your efficiency. If you have fun with it, go for it, but if not, I definitely wouldn't load up a Monster Power 10 public game because that's not going to be very fun. It might be hilarious to see, I guess, but yeah. Who knows? Iswell is now a listed boss that drops loot. Thanks, guys. It should have been like that forever. And then on top of all that, there's quite a few class changes. Nothing like 1.0.5 and 1.0.4 brought us. But there's some pretty cool stuff, like monks are having a significant buff on lots of their skills again. The key skill that I'm looking at is Lashing Tail Kick, and Tempest Rush is increased big time. That's going to be awesome for monks, for efficiency farming, for Tempest Rush. I mean, the damage is almost doubled, 15% fell short of being doubled, which is crazy. And then Wave of Light, oh my god. Almost a 500% increase on that. That's sick. And then, like, you got like Explosive Light, which has been increased, and then it's just going to be awesome. So that's a crazy buff for monks, which is nice. And then other than that, everyone else kind of didn't get too much. Wizards got a nice little increase on some of their skills. Blizzard coefficient was reduced on most talents, or runes. But other than that, they have a nice little increase on like shock pulse, things like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure why they reduced the coefficient on Blizzard. We'll have to. I don't know. I didn't really use Blizzard that much anyways, so that's interesting. But other than that, not too many other class changes. It's mainly just Wizards and Monks who have been changed significantly in terms of a few of their skills. Now, moving on to crafting, this is one of the other main features in the patch. They've added in new patterns, and this guide will be out this week as well. So watch out for that. But they pretty much added a new crafting reagent into the game called Demonic Essence, which has a chance to drop off any kind of elite monster or boss in Inferno difficulty. And then they added in new patterns. They added in the shoulders, chest, bracers, gloves, and then a neck, if I recall correctly. So pretty much what these are they're level 63 items, and they have 6 affixes, and they're account bound, so they're not tradable. So it's extremely similar to the Hellfire Ring. And now these do roll very nice stats. They roll, they can roll up to 230 in their respective stats, which is like dexterity, intelligence, vitality, strength, all that. And they can roll 5 more affixes as well, which is just insane. So, they have potential of being the best yellow items in the game, and they can be crafted by you, and they can only be used by you. Now, why they've added this in is pretty much it's personal upgrades. So, you can play. I mean, I've played since day one, and I've only found a few personal upgrades ever, and I've found none in the past 6 months that I've been able to use. So, that kind of sucks. So when you're farming, the idea is you're picking up demonic essences from mobs, and then you have the choice to use them towards your yellow crafted items. Now, the patterns drop off the bosses, and the demonic essences drop off the boss. This is a chart of the percentage of drop rate of the demonic essences off of mobs. So you have 15% chance on monster power 0, and then the increment goes up as you get higher towards 10, and it almost goes up to 40% drop chance off of elite mobs. So I think it costs 10 to make these. I'm not sure. I didn't actually make any on the PTR. I was going to wait till they came live. Crafting requires 1 demonic essence. So that's not too bad, really, to make these. So every single one you get is potentially an item you can make. Obviously, there's a cost on making that item as well as a few other, materials, iridescent tears and exquisite essences, things like that. So you have to look out for those kind of costs as well and factor them into actually making them. But you'll find some personal upgrades to this. If you make like 80 shoulders or 80 bracers, you're bound to have a couple okay ones in there that you might be able to use. Depending on your class, it might be harder to get the stats you want, but it's there for you, and I think it's a really cool idea. It's really going to affect those players just getting into the game, and kind of mid-ranged gear. Top-end gear it won't really affect. It might just be something fun to do for alts and things like that. But yeah, the big one I'd say is going to be the neck, because it's a level 63 item level neck. Now, there's no level 63 item level necks in the game. I'm not sure if there's any legendary ones, but there's definitely no yellow ones. So this is going to make it so the stats in your yellow item can be higher than any item in the game, and you can make that item yourself. So that's awesome. I mean, I think that is really cool, and it's really cool for the high-end players, because then they'll have something to spend their gold on, just to farm for once, instead of just farming just for gold. So that's pretty cool. And now the other change was the new gems they've added. Now the new gems, pretty cool idea. It's again for really top-end geared players, and you'll see why when I talk about the price. But it's pretty much they have a new, emerald, topaz, amethyst, and ruby. The emerald has 110% crit damage, which is awesome for weapons, and just increased various stats like dexterity and gold find. The topaz, melee attackers take 2,500 per hit. That's stupid, anyways. And then the main one's the intelligence increase from 58 to 62. And then amethyst, 700 life on hits, 19% life in your helm, which is the main one, 62 armor, vitality. And then now this is the biggest one. The ruby has 150 minimum and maximum damage. So that is adding 150 average damage to your character. So this could potentially be better than the emerald, depending on your setup and your gear and your class. I think this is really cool, and it does add a nice option to your character in terms of what you want to use in your weapon, which was the main idea of including this gem into the game. So I think that's awesome. I'm going to be making one and trying it out. Well, obviously I'll spreadsheet it first. I'm not just going to make it for millions of gold, but I will be probably, I think I might be using these. We'll see, but that's a really cool idea. Now, to make these gems, it takes 3 radiant stars. So that is a shit ton of money. You know, like radiant stars, emeralds right now are about 28 million. So we're looking at 8, 16, 24, 80, what's that? 84 million per gem. I mean, that's why it's top end geared players. And then on top of that, it costs 20 million gold to make the item and 10 demonic essences. So you're looking at 100 million a gem. Now, unsocketing these gems costs 5 million gold. Why? I don't know why they've done this. It's stupid. But anyways, it costs 5 million gold just to take it out of your gear. So as you can see, this is not for the players who are medium geared. And if it is, I wouldn't recommend going for spending 100 million gold over an upgrade if you are medium geared. I'd spend that 100 million gold on an actual upgrade, not a gem, for that 10% increased damage. Unless 150 maximum damage is going to be that much of an increase. But yeah, this is top-end geared players only. Now, the designs drop off level 63 item levels monsters, and they're not account bound. So if you do find one of these gems, gem kind of patterns in the kind of next week, you're looking at a shit ton of gold. So good luck finding those, definitely. Had their weapon bonuses increase, so these ones have been increased to go up, you know, to kind of meet the standard of the top gem. So the red gems have been increased pretty much. Like Perfect Star Ruby has 100 minimum damage, Radiance 120, and then obviously the top end one would be 140. So they've increased the reds just to make them kind of go up in increment to make sense. So we've spoken about dueling. Let's talk about it a bit more. Now, Demon Hunters, Witch Doctors, and Wizards have had a 30% damage reduction while in the Scorched Chapel. Now, when I was dueling like a month ago, I'm not sure if this rule was in effect or not, but we'll see. I didn't feel like it was necessary if it wasn't in effect, because my Demon Hunter was still normally taking a hit before dying, which is all you need. And then Monks receive their general 35%. Or actually, it's normally 30. They've increased a 5% increase due to the fact that they are ranged or melee characters, and they do get kited in PvP, which is a pain in the ass for them, obviously. So 5% increases, I'd say that's a fair increase. Now, Neck the Brawler, you can find in Act... he was only in Act 1. Now he's in Acts 2, 3, and 4. So you can go in there and just duel from Act 2 or whatever you want to do. They've added a PvP chat as well since the last time we looked, or since the last time I looked, which is really cool. So dueling is in the game. Now, this is called dueling. They haven't called it PvP. They've been really specific about calling it dueling. I think when they kind of enable PvP, it's going to be like arena-based, 2-on-2, team-based, things like that. So don't get too disheartened that you don't like this PvP, because they will make changes. I guarantee they will make changes to keep players on. I have a feeling they're going to add in possible PvP gear in the expansion, or something extra, some reward, something that's not just going in there and dueling for no reason. So don't get disheartened, guys. I have a feeling they're going to make PvP really good in this game. It's never going to be competitive. It's never going to be an esport, but it is going to be fun. So, and it is fun right now. So don't get disheartened if you don't like the dueling. Keep watching Diablo fans, things like that, Diablo expressions, whatever you want to watch, and just wait for it. It'll get better. This isn't it. Definitely. I know it sucks waiting this long for it as well, and we can yell at Blizzard all day, but the fact of the matter is it's not here yet, and it's the finished product isn't here yet, and it's coming, so be patient. Now let's talk about the crafting plans. The crafting plans drop off of bosses. I probably should have mentioned this earlier. Here's a list of the bosses they drop off of. So, an average crafting plan route is going to be starting at Gom, going through to the spider boss, and then going straight through to that's about it really, and then restarting the run. They don't drop off any of the final bosses for some reason. I'm not sure why they've done that. Who knows? But here's the percentage of a drop rate. So Monster Power 0 starts at 20%, roughly goes up in increments of 3, increasing like 0.5% per level, and then all of a sudden it jumps up to 88% of Monster Power 10. So that's almost a guaranteed drop rate on Monster Power 10. You'd be unlucky not to get one of the patterns. Now these patterns you only have to farm once, just like the Hellfire Ring, and once you have them, they're yours forever. The Archon armor recipe can be purchased from Squirts, the peddler, for 1.5 million gold. So these are just the jeweler, I think. No, all 4? No. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the chest can be bought off Squirt the peddler, which is that little person in Act 2. Or was it Act 3? Yeah, I think it was Act 2. The little person who sells the Wirt's Bell or whatever. So that's pretty cool. So go start farming those if you want to upgrade. I know I'll be farming up the neck and then making the neck probably, or maybe the gloves, because I wouldn't mind a trifecta glove off of the vendor, or not off the vendor, but for free, pretty much. And then other than that, we're not looking at too many other changes. There's not too much here. Vendors. Oh, here's a big one. It's not mentioned right here, but the dye for the invisibility stuff now works on legendaries, so you can make your stupid legendaries disappear if you don't like what they look like. Oh, it is there. Sorry, vanishing dye, also miraculous dye remover, can now be used on legendary items. So your stupid legendaries are no more. If you have a stupid helm you don't like, or like something just really shitty looking, you can just get rid of it. They said they were going to do this in 1.0.4, and I was looking forward to it, because I didn't like my Andariel's visage, but yeah, now it's in the game. I'm not sure if you can actually dye the item different colors, but I'm about to find out when I log in a minute, so we'll see. Other than that, general, okay, so damage reflect, I haven't actually tested this myself, but from what I read, it will now apply a short duration buff to the monster that will reflect the damage, work as it did before. So I think the monster puts a buff on, like a shield almost, like shielding mobs, and then that'll reflect damage. So I think, 'cause it says short buff. I haven't actually tried it, like I said, but that's how I'm pretty sure it's going to work. And if that is, that's way better, because like on my Demon Hunter, I'm just like running through ball lightning, and then all of a sudden I'll hit something off screen and take like half my health, or something like that'll happen, and it's a pain in the ass. So now they have to activate it, it looks like, then that's cooler, because now I'm more prepared for it. It rarely kills me anyways with Gloom, but it's still, I don't like to have to pay attention that much while I'm farming mindlessly for 6 hours. Another thing for melee characters, Molten is a lot less scary, but Plagued is a lot more scary. So Molten Plague monsters will average out at about the same damage, but Plague monsters on their own will be doing a lot of damage to you. So I'm not sure, how much you're going to want to avoid Plagued now, but it might increase which I'm hoping it'll increase the price on plagued items for barbarians, so there will be a bit more leeway in terms of making gold off of resistances, because right now it's only physical and fire, and all resist you can make money off of on the auction house, so maybe it'll be plagued in there as well, which we'll see. It could be, I don't know. I have a feeling it'll increase plagued gear on the auction house, which is always good for everybody because you make more gold, but it sucks for barbarians, you have to spend more gold to get it, but we'll see. Now, I want to know what this means, because Fallen Lunatics should now detonate in a more consistent manner. Sometimes they just randomly explode for no reason. Like, they won't even, light themselves up. So we'll see if that does anything. But yeah, other than that, Key Wardens, that's a bunch of crap. General, legendary items now have a minimap icon. The icon now should persist properly and be shown on the minimap as long as the player is in the same zone as the dropped item. So it's just even more increase in case you missed a legendary item, which happens. Like, I'll vault away once in a while, and I'll see the pinging. Like, I always kill stuff, I shoot my ball lightning, vault off screen, I don't even see the mobs die, and I always watch my minimap. And I listen to my sound effects, just in case the legendary drops. So we'll see how cool that's going to look now with the new icon, see if it's better, easier to see, things like that. Other than that, couple random bug fixes. I don't think there's anything too important on that. The main one I read was players will now be considered elites in PvP, so that'll make like Stone of Jordan, increased elite kind of damage items really good. Like myself, I bought a bunch of Stone of Jordans, which were around 30%, 28 to 30% for Demon Hunters and other classes with stats they'll want for PvP, and I'm going to try to resell them today because people are going to be looking for this elite damage now to duel, definitely, because that's really, really good. But yeah, that's about it for the patch, guys. It's today. I'm going to log in and try it right now, and I'm really excited to. Sorry about no guides last week, by the way, guys. I got the most deadly flu. It was fucking brutal. Like, I was in bed for like 4 days straight. I spent 3 days dizzy. Like, I'd stand up. I had some weird ear infection or something. I was just dizzy the whole time. So no guides came out last week. But this week's the week to do it. I got the Monk Legendary Guide out tomorrow. And then I have a crafting guide out this week as well. And those are definitely coming out. If they're not, you can bitch slap me as hard as you want. But they're coming out. I swear to God. I won't get sick. And I'll tell everyone to leave me alone in real life. I'll just tell them to fuck off. But yeah, guys, so that's the patch. Get in there, try out the PvP, try out the crafting, and just generally just have fun playing the game. I know the game gets a bit stale once in a while. That's why you have to back up games to play when you get bored of Diablo. Like, look at this. I play all these games except for Borderlands, but I play all of them. Whenever I get bored of Diablo, I log on League, or I log on Path of Exile, Torchlight, whatever, World of Warcraft once in a while. Have backup games to play. Don't just solely rely on Diablo, because then you're going to get bored. But yeah, anyways, 1.0.7's out, and it's exciting stuff. I think 1.0.8 will be an awesome patch as well. I have a feeling this is like almost the calm before the storm. I think they're going to do some really cool stuff with 1.0.8. So, I mean, it's a far way off. You know, we're talking like not March, May time. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what they bring. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Keep tuned for the Monk Legendary Guide, which is out tomorrow, and the Crafting Legendary Guide, or Crafting Yellow, the new Crafting Guide, out later this week. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't already. And let me know what you think of 1.0.7 in the patch notes, or the comment section below. Thank you very much.